This video is for Kamala supporters, the people who voted for Kamala Harris. This is not a rah-rah, make you feel good video in the same way that this is not going to be a doom and gloom video either. Though I do want to quickly say, it's going to be bad. For those who are in the know, that's why we're all freaking out. And those who are blissfully ignorant are going to find out. But it's going to be bad in Hong Kong, in Ukraine, across the world, and then specifically in America. A lot of people are going to die. Poor, unhoused, anyone who's low income, to be quite honest. It's not even just going to be the poor. It's going to be low income. Women, especially young women, trans people, immigrants. It's going to be really, really bad. And a lot of lives are going to be lost. And that's part of this video too, is we have to be eyes wide open about what's coming. All the votes have not been counted. We need to wait and see exactly how the voting broke in the different counties, in the different states, what those exact numbers are. When that occurs, then we can speak intelligently about what happened. People chose Trump. That's what happened. It's just like a kind of clue in. And they chose him for very simple reasons. And then we'll have that information to hopefully learn and evolve from it. This has been kind of like something that people say, well, they're going to learn. They're going to like suffer. And I get it. That's anger, but they're not going to learn. They're not. So you also should probably let that go. Like the Trump supporters who voted for him, who are poor, who are gay, who are black, who are Hispanic, who are immigrants, who have family that are immigrants, those people who voted for him, they're not going to learn. There's no great lesson that gets learned automatically. People have to be taught. That's how they learn. They don't learn because life is shitty, because newsflash, for many of the Trump supporters, their lives are already shitty. So it's not like it becomes more shitty and then they go, oh, I should have chose a Democrat. I feel like we should be more thoughtful and intentional than just people are going to suffer. And through that suffering, they're going to somehow magically learn. They're not. On to the silver lining, or the non-negative, or the specific action-based that I wanted to share. And the whole reason I'm doing this video is kind of like, the what should we do now? Well, it's going to be different for everybody, but I wanted to share what I'm doing as just an example and for whatever that's worth to encourage people. I deleted the news app off my phone. I am getting emails and I unsubscribe to every fucking email that comes through that is not something that serves me or is going to pull me into some sort of hole. 2016 was a different experience, different situation, and those 4 years were choices in those 4 years, but I am not going back to 2016, and he will not consume my life. I have no interest to do videos like this on every dumb shit thing, every horrifying, terrifying thing that he does for the next 4 years or his enablers do. Not interested. So for me, part of the decision I'm making is to remove things that will drag me into that. That doesn't mean I'm sticking my head in the sand, to be clear. It doesn't mean I don't care. I do care, of course. I do all the things that I do in my life, and for people who know me, they know that. And for people who don't, I don't care. I do a lot of things daily in my life to make the world a better place with action, and it isn't just these videos. It isn't a denying of reality or I don't care. It's a self-protective, but a strategic, what I'm calling a realignment. The other thing that I want to do is I just downloaded Babbel last night. I'm going to practice my Spanish again. But that's a specific thing. I deleted off an app that's news and I added an app that's something that I can practice a skill set. If there is an analogy, it is that I'm preparing for a storm that's coming. I'm not in denial of the storm. I'm not hoping the storm will pass my house. I'm getting supplies. I'm making sure that my windows are boarded up. I'm preparing so that it will be the best case scenario. But you can't just hope or pray or whatever. You have to actually take action. So that's what I'm doing, is I'm taking actions that will help me to utilize my time, my energies in specific different ways, as opposed to just walling out and creating videos or watching videos and doom scrolling. I would encourage you, viewer, to do the same, to find things that you've been wanting to work on that make the world a better place and maybe make your life better. I would always say volunteer, but if you're mad or you have things to say, I would say waste less time talking about them on videos or watching other people's videos, and instead run for office. Run for office, or start an organization, or start a nonprofit, or just volunteer. Help people, and you're going to feel so much better, and you're going to impact the world. But make sure you're focusing on your community. If you're in Florida, don't worry about Nevada. If you're in America, don't be obsessed over what's happening in Africa. Instead, look at your backyard. Are your streets dirty? Do you know your neighbors? Do you volunteer to help at the various entities that are around where you live? Because if you don't, therein lies part of the problem. I love Studio City. I know my neighbors and love the people here because I engage with them. I volunteer regularly in Van Nuys. I am active and engaged in the community that I live within. I think we need more of that in all of the states, in all of the counties. We need to be talking to each other where we live. Last thing I'll say, resist simple answers. And most importantly, Democrats, resist people who give simple answers and simple solutions. Like I've already heard Bernie Sanders with the whole working class. That's a simple answer. That's an easy headline. It was this thing that we didn't do. Life is not black and white. Politics are not black and white. There are gray. So resist the simple answers, and you're going to already be doing better than a lot of people. Life is deeply complicated, and humans can have simple aspects to them, and many do, but they are complex creatures that, based on their childhood and their upbringing and their religion and their parents and their children and their interactions and where they live and their skin color and their gender, have lots of beliefs. And they're deeply complicated and all put together in an intricate way. So the answers that we should be searching for and listening to are nuanced. I hope that that encourages, inspires, makes people feel a little bit better. Your life is yours to live. So don't give it away to anyone. Don't look at the next 4 years as oh, you don't have to. You don't have to. It's your life and you're still living, and none of us are guaranteed. We could be alive another week, another month, another decade. You don't know. So don't give away a second to things that you don't believe in and aren't passionate about. Good luck.